Valentine's Day wasn't always about love, hearts, and chocolates. In fact, its origins are surprisingly dark and a little bit wild. So, if you think your Valentine's Day is stressful, trust me, it's nothing compared to how it used to be. Let's peel back the layers of this super commercialized holiday and uncover the shocking truths hidden beneath all the pink and red. The story begins in ancient Rome, a festival called Lupercalia. This was a fertility festival held in mid-February, and let's just say it was anything but romantic. The festival started at a sacred cave where, according to legend, the founders of Rome, Romulus and Remus, were cared for by a she-wolf. Roman priests, known as the Luperci, would gather here. They would sacrifice a goat for fertility and a dog for purification. It was a serious and deeply religious ceremony. After the sacrifice, things got even stranger. The priests would cut the goat's hide into strips, dip them in the sacrificial blood, and then run naked or semi-naked through the streets of Rome. As they ran, they would gently slap women they encountered with these goat hide strips. Now, this might sound absolutely bizarre to us, but Roman women would actually welcome this. They believed that being touched by these thongs, called februa, would boost their fertility for the year ahead. Can you even picture that? This festival was a wild, chaotic scene, way different from the cozy, candlelit dinners we think of for Valentine's Day today. So, next time you're picking out a Valentine's card, remember your card might just be inspired by a bloody goat hide. Now, how did we jump from that crazy Roman festival to the Valentine's Day we love? The name actually comes from one or more Christian martyrs named Valentine. The history's a bit murky, filled with tales that intertwine. The most popular one is about a priest named Valentine who lived in Rome during the 3rd century. Picture this: Emperor Claudius II thought single men made better soldiers than those with families, so he banned marriage for young men. Unbelievable. Valentine, seeing this as totally unfair, decided to stand up to the emperor. He kept performing secret marriages for young lovers, believing love should conquer all, even a tyrant's orders. But of course, his defiance didn't go unnoticed. Claudius found out and ordered Valentine to be put to death. While in prison, a heartwarming twist happens. Legend says he fell for a young girl, maybe his jailer's daughter, who visited him. Before his execution, he wrote her a letter, signing it "From your Valentine." That phrase has stood the test of time, hasn't it? It's like the first ever Valentine's note. This story paints Valentine as a heroic figure, a champion of love battling a ruthless ruler. But wait, there's more. There's another tale about a different Saint Valentine, a bishop from Terni, who also met his end at the hands of Claudius II outside Rome. The similarities in their stories are so striking that many historians think they might actually be the same person, with their narratives blending over time. And if that's not enough, there's even a third Saint Valentine, who was martyred in Africa with several companions. With at least 3 different saints named Valentine in early church records, it's tough to pin down which one, if any, is the true namesake of the holiday we celebrate today. Interestingly, the Catholic Church dropped Saint Valentine from the general Roman calendar in 1969 due to the lack of reliable info about him. But by then, his legend was already a big part of popular culture. The shift from the pagan Lupercalia festival to Christian Saint Valentine's Day wasn't an overnight thing, either. In the 5th century, Pope Gelasius I decided it was time to end the Lupercalia festival. He's often credited with declaring February 14th as Saint Valentine's Day, but some historians argue his goal was more about stamping out the pagan ritual than linking the day with romantic love. For centuries, Valentine's Day was just another feast day for a martyr, not a day for exchanging sweet nothings and love notes. So, when did the romance really start? Fast forward to the Middle Ages, specifically the 14th century, and the English poet Geoffrey Chaucer. In his 1382 poem Parliament of Fowls, he linked this day with the mating season of birds. He wrote, "For this was on St. Valentine's Day, when every bird comes there to choose his mate." This is one of the first written records connecting St. Valentine's Day with romantic love. Chaucer might just be the one we have to thank or blame for kicking off this whole tradition. Once that idea took off, it really caught on. The oldest known Valentine still around today was a poem written in 1415 by Charles, Duke of Orleans, to his wife while he was imprisoned in the Tower of London after the Battle of Agincourt. He wrote, "I am already sick of love, my very gentle Valentine." It's a heartfelt message, a stark contrast to the mass-produced cards we see now. By the 17th and 18th centuries, exchanging handmade cards and small tokens of affection on February 14th had become a popular custom in England. People wrote poems and notes to their sweethearts, crafting personal creations decorated with romantic symbols like flowers and Cupid. Speaking of Cupid, who is this guy anyway? Cupid has ancient roots that predate Valentine's Day. In Greek mythology, he was known as Eros, the handsome god of love who could make mortals fall for each other with his arrows. The Romans adapted him into Cupid, the son of Venus, the goddess of love. But here's the twist. In early art, Eros and Cupid were depicted as dashing young men, not the chubby baby we see on greeting cards today. The playful, baby-like Cupid we know became popular during the Renaissance and has stuck around ever since. So, the little cherub shooting arrows is actually a watered-down version of a powerful and, sometimes dangerous ancient god. Now, let's chat about the commercialization of Valentine's Day, which really took off in the 19th century. With the Industrial Revolution came advancements in printing, making it easier and cheaper to produce things on a mass scale. In the 1840s, a woman named Esther Howland, often called the mother of the American Valentine, began mass-producing Valentine cards in the US. She created elaborate cards adorned with real lace, ribbons, and colorful pictures. Her business was a massive hit, and soon, pre-made Valentines became the norm. And what about chocolates? We can thank Richard Cadbury for that. In the 1860s, the Cadbury Chocolate Company in England figured out how to make eating chocolates more palatable and started selling them in beautifully decorated, heart-shaped boxes he designed himself. The clever idea was that the box could be kept as a treasure, a place to store love letters and mementos long after the chocolate was gone. It was a brilliant marketing move that forever linked chocolate with Valentine's Day. So, when you look at Valentine's Day today, with its traditions of cards, chocolates, and flowers, you're witnessing a holiday shaped over thousands of years. It started as a wild, violent fertility festival in ancient Rome, was sanitized by the Christian Church, and named after a mysterious, possibly legendary martyr. Then it was romanticized by a medieval poet, connecting it to the love lives of birds, and finally transformed by Victorian-era entrepreneurs into the commercial giant it is today. It's a fascinating, complex, and sometimes bizarre history, isn't it? The next time you see a Cupid, remember the powerful Greek god Eros. When you buy a heart-shaped box of chocolates, think of Richard Cadbury's clever marketing. And when you sign a card from your Valentine, remember the legend of a brave priest who may or may not have existed. Valentine's Day isn't just for lovers, it's packed with history. It blends pagan rituals, Christian stories, medieval poetry, and even modern marketing. Traditions change and grow, making Valentine's a fascinating story, whether you're a fan or not. Love this journey through the history of Valentine's Day. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone special, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more fun adventures. Thanks for tuning in.